All right here, so we're back. Gonna jump into another Modern League, this time with a deck that I played over the weekend at a Modern RCQ, one of my local shops, and basically just threw together what I had at the time because I was playing Wish Titan, the 4 Wish package, Scape Shift in the sideboard, but I didn't have everything that I had seen from newer lists that were playing Monvuli Acid Moss. Would really have liked to play that and a couple of other things, but still managed to make it work. And I'll be talking about that while I go through today's league. Won't be too long of a story. It's mostly just going to be regular league stuff, but I do want to talk about how this deck went. And this is same 75. So if if you like the list, you want to make some tweaks to it, I found it to be very effective, and we'll talk about that. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a league here. Join. Okay, so I didn't have everything that I needed to play the list that I saw beforehand, which was Young Dingo's recent Titan Shift list. Just looked super solid and was kind of surprised to see how well it did in spite of not having the Wish package. I just thought that was the secret sauce that was really holding the deck together. And maybe not after playing it myself without. I opted for Summoner's Pact and kind of built my sideboard to reflect that with, I added in a Reclamation Sage, a couple of Obstinate Balos in case I hit the burn matchup, which I managed to dodge all day, thankfully, but I had quite a bit of stuff for that matchup if it did happen, and an Emrakul out of the sideboard for the 4-color matchup, which, I mean, they will almost always let you resolve a Summoner's Pact in my experience. Pretty much everyone will let you do it. So if that happens and you get an Emrakul, then you just kind of get to win most of the time. And in the Titan Shift deck, you will nearly 100% of the time have the mana to cast it, I find. So in the matchups that you're bringing it in anyway. I'm not bringing it in against, Murktide or things like that that can go faster. It's just for 4-color and control, which maybe those don't need any help, but I didn't really have anything else to side in with them except for Veil of Summers, so I thought, we'll try an Emrakul. And it worked out reasonably well. So round one, I played against Blue Red Murktide, which I don't find to be a very good matchup, and I still feel that way, but my opponent kind of flooded out both games that we played. 2-0'd the first round with our opponent, very rightfully salty about just flooding out after having, acceptable openers. So got kind of lucky in that sense and moved on to round two, where we played a very dedicated tribal elementals list. I don't know what it's called, but there's a 1-mana, I think it's 1-mana elemental creature that only gets played in those really all-in elementals builds, and I didn't get to see him play it, but I'd seen him the round before and knew that that's what he was going for, so had a little bit of extra information there. And that matchup, without counter spells, 4-color decks really don't have much legs to the matchup because they can dirtle around, they can play as many permanents as they want. Turn 4, turn 5, I'm going to usually be able to kill them. So that was an easy 2-0. Moved on to round 3, and I played Murktide again. And I I came up against something that I don't usually see, which is an opponent that was willing to counterspell Search for Tomorrows. Games 1 and 3, my opponents counterspelled my Search for Tomorrows, which is very unusual. This player does not usually play Murktide. He said so after the fact, and mentioned, new with this deck, wasn't sure if that was the right thing. Was able to tell him after the fact it absolutely was, because funny enough, there's just not a whole lot I can do about that. I really don't have much answer if my opponent does that. So it slowed me down just enough games 1 and 3 for him to take the W. Lost that 1-2. Kind of a heartbreaker because it was such a close match, but you move on. And I got paired up against a friend of mine at one of the back tables, which was very strange. I went 2-0 and I got paired down in the third round to be close to the back of the room. My my friend was on, let's see, Wall of Roots. That's fine. So my opponent was playing blue-white control, which, if you know anything about scape shift, that's also very good for me. So let's see. I think I'm interested in bolting this and then bolting it again on my turn, just to get it out of here. That seems reasonable to me. Okay. What else we got? Ooze? Sure. Am I scared of the ooze? Not really. So I'm casting this. So blue-white control, just a miserable matchup against Titan Shift. Um, Pretty fast 2-0 there for me. Felt great. Um, Never didn't have it, you could say. Opponent's kind of constricted on mana here, so rather than taking out the Geist, oh, I can't take it out yet. Just gotta do it again. So yeah, I will go ahead and get the Undying Creature just to try and head off any of those shenanigans. Might not. Opponent might just get it this turn and, just be able to get us. But if not, we get to play a Titan. So let's just see. Let's see here. Okay, so one round 4, sitting at 3-1, feeling pretty good. And I sit across from a player from a local shop, or not a local shop, but a shop I'm familiar with that is very competitive. Always gives me a little bit of anxiety before a match when I see the T-shirt repping TDD, TTD, and so opponent plays or reveals a Yorion immediately, and obviously I'm feeling good about that because even in the counterspell matchups, that's good for me. It's very good for me that they're playing Omnath. That said, it ended up being a very close match. I just narrowly managed to, collect enough resources game 3 in order to get the win, which put me at 4-1. Usually, under those circumstances in a 6-round tournament, you're able to draw in to the top 8. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that I have been able to draw into a tournament. Which, if you knew how many times I've played in those bigger tournaments, you would know is kind of sad. But it just goes that way. And I was sitting in 6th place with, I think, 4 other people behind me who were also 4-1 or 3-1 or something of that nature. I don't remember. However it broke, I basically knew I couldn't draw. There was one table that was X1 that was able to draw. They did. So there were 4 slots remaining. I decided to just play it out. I remembered that my opponent had been playing something with Karn and, you know, Maze Mine Tome. And I was like, I don't know what dirtily nonsense he's on, but I think I can handle that. Turned out to be Eldrazi Tron. Another just amazing matchup for me. Thought Not Seer matters. I would rather be playing against Green Tron, to be honest, but, not so bad. Let's see, what are we getting here? Opponent has corded. That's awesome art. I have not seen that. Just a giant bird. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get him. Do I want to get the Dwarven Mine yet? Because I feel like he's just going to use that to... I don't know. Yeah, I kind of want to be able to have a dwarf later in case I need blockers, so I'm not going to open him up to being able to kill my second dwarf. This one here, this one here. Cool Court of Calling opponent. And they're not even interested in sacrificing. Okay. Oh, maybe they are. Okay. Yep, they will kill the dwarf. And I felt like that was probably going to be the case, so that's fine. Okay. So we feel good about our spot here. Very little chance for them to combo us out now. Have to kill the Primeval Titan. Absolutely have to. That's how you start, sure. They get him with the Scavenging Ooze. We play Dryad. Hopefully we don't draw another Dryad. I think that's the only bad draw in our deck right now, like truly bad, would be a second Dryad, so we'll just have to see. So yeah, won round 6, and pretty handily. I think that was the fastest round I played was against Eldrazi Tron because we just kind of looked at each other until I was able to escape shift. So worked out really good and ended up first seed in the top 8. And I can almost certainly say that was the first time that's ever happened to me. So it was very exciting, and I felt good about my spot. I knew there was going to be a lot of Murktide. I don't like playing that matchup, but I had seen that day that I could win. I could also lose. So, you know, about as comfortable as you really can get unless your whole top 8's 4-color, but it wasn't. So I go get something to eat. I come back, and my first top 8 opponent is someone who I actually have a history with. He doesn't realize that, but we played at the first PPTQ I ever top 8'd, and he was my last Swiss round opponent, and he told me very, seriously, I could tell he really wanted this to happen. He told me that I needed to concede to him because if I won, I had no shot of making the top 8. That was false. It was just not true. I chose not to concede. I beat him with my dirtily energy Imperial Voyager deck, and we went on with our days. And it was good. Let's see here before I go on. I'm not sure if I have anything good for this matchup. Endurance could be good, I think. I think I can use Endurance to shuffle away creatures from the Undying combo. I'm not sure about that. If someone in the comments or in chat wants to let me know how that works, so I'll know for this league. If not, no worries. Red at 6 seems kind of good. Not really cutting my win cons here. Red at 6 might just be the weakest link. No, it's probably Explore. Yeah. Part of me wants to bring in the Emrakul, just in case it goes long. Very tempted. I think I will. Let's have fun. Come on. not a coward stream. So yeah, had that history with my opponent several years before. Had tried to get me to concede to him, and I've known him always over the years to be one of the saltiest players in the world. Doesn't mean he's not good. He's very good. Blue-white player at that time, yeah, as of Saturday, which I don't know what told people that blue-white was going to be the deck to play this weekend, but it really wasn't, and especially not for my opponent in the top eight, who I'm on Scape Shift, so I got that match. Somehow managed to lose game two to a J Salt that felt pretty bad, but you know, turned around, got game three, and we were ready for the semis. And in the semis, um, it was going to be two Murktide players playing each other, and I was up against a Indomitable Creativity deck. Your basic, teamer color deck, just all in, like Prismari Command, Fire and Ice, Hard Evidence, Dwarven Mines, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Really cool deck. Um, and something happened that had not happened to me all day. I could not have felt much worse about it while also being okay with the fact that I drew very poorly. I just hit the moon. Not scooping to that yet. Is it good? No. Is it bad? It's very bad. We'll see. We'll see if I can get a bolt or something. That's not a bolt. Now, if they Fulminator Mage, we're going to quit. If I see a Fulminator Mage, I'm done. Okay, so hadn't really mulliganed much in the day, and when I did mulligan, it was usually into a pretty passable hand. That did not happen here. I got I think it was a two red source hand. Both of the games that we played for my seven was two red sources, and the rest just beautiful selection of cards, but couldn't play any of them. Had to send them back. Had to mulligan to five game one, and I know this whole time that I'm playing against Archon of Cruelty. I literally cannot win that matchup unless I'm just flush with cards, maybe even on the draw, but it feels like that's too slow. And my opponent's playing Explore in his deck. So I'm just, I'm just up against it on all sides here, and I lose. 2-0 feels pretty bad, and my opponent ends up going on to win the finals in pretty similar fashion. A really funny game one against the Murktide player, drawing four Indomitable Creativities in the first 20 cards. Was just absolutely nuts. And yeah, ended up making third in the event, first seed going into the top eight with this thrown together list that I just kind of had the cards for at the time. And I felt great about it. I felt accomplished that I had, strayed away from the wish package and done so well. And yeah, it was a good experience. Next, I think I'll be taking Mill, Blue Black Mill. I've been testing a lot with that, and I think it's very good in the meta. I'm going to be trying that at the next RCQ, so that'll be another month away, and we'll be back again to do a story time about that. So yeah, that was my experience. If anybody watching had similar heartbreaking experiences in their RCQs over the weekend, leave it in the comments, leave it in chat. Love to talk about it. So yeah, those real heartbreaker stories are synonymous with Magic and those big events. So back to our match here. Our opponent has no idea what's going on. They do not know what to do, and they're a little scared. I think they want to take the Tribe Elder because they're worried I might have a second forest. I don't, but they don't know that. So if that's what they want to think, that is totally fine. I wouldn't say totally fine. I kind of want to be able to play it. Turn 2 Blood Moon, pretty brutal here. If you were watching our previous stream, you saw me do that to our opponent and still lose, but had fun doing it. Could not get any luck with our Murktide deck earlier today. Opponent is really tanking here. I haven't been watching the clock, but like, jeez. But hey, no big deal. I mean, gives us time to think, I guess. And I'm actually going to grab a cup of water real fast. I'll be right back. All right, back, and our opponent is still just hanging out. Probably DC'd, it looks like. Oh yeah, I see it here. That happened a minute ago, so trying to reconnect, I assume. Really wish we could play Modern on Arena. There's not enough bad things to say about MTGO, unfortunately. I love that I can play Modern on it. Mana Traders is pretty convenient and easy to use. Allows me to play all these fun decks, but sometimes you just DC in the middle of a game, and I mean, I'm not sure what the time limit is, but there's a time limit. They could just lose by not reconnecting in time. So, and it would feel pretty bad because I'm assuming it's not their fault. Assuming it is the fault of MTGO, the app that nearly crashes every time I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Whatever counting algorithm they use, it does not agree with the game as a whole. Wow. I have to cut this part for time or something. It's a lot of dead space. It's looking like our opponent is going to end up getting the DC penalty here. So I'm pretty sure it's like maybe 10 minutes, probably less than 10 minutes. It's not how I'd like to win, but I mean, I definitely don't enjoy the way this game is going, so wouldn't be the most upset about it. Funny story, I used to play on a tablet that I got from Walmart. It's disconnected. Okay. Yeah, I believe it. Um, got it for $80 at Walmart. Very small. I want to say it was probably about 10 to 12 inches by 8 inches or something, just not made to play MTGO, but you could, and I did. I played a lot of, this was around Ravnica Allegiance time, Guilds of Ravnica. Played many a drafts on there, played many a PPTQ, I guess, whatever their version of that is. And it was horrible. Like whatever our opponent's going through right now, it was kind of like that every single round. I was always up against time pressure because I never knew if it was the game lagging or if it was just the computer and I needed to turn it off, let it cool down, it would overheat. Just a really tough experience for a guy that did not have enough money to sink into a laptop or a computer or anything, but we did it. We topped several, you know, RPTQ level events, and in some cases was very close to actually hitting the Pro Tour. So, have yet to do anything like that since. I haven't participated in any MTGO qualifiers or anything, whatever the method is now for reaching the Pro Tour on here. I don't really have time for it. The way their schedule lines up, I'm just never available. So, plus I like the in-person events more, to be honest. They just weren't around like they are now a few years ago, which is kind of funny considering they went away because of COVID. But the new PPTQ system, the RCQs, really accessible and lots of people are hosting them. So a lot more opportunities. I really hope I don't have to sit here until their entire clock runs out. Then I absolutely will be cutting this for YouTube. So just a fair warning there. I've never had to edit a video. I've looked at it. I don't know how, but I will do it. Wow. Okay. Did they... Surely they didn't disconnect because I had a forest, right? Right? Maybe they saw my hand and the fact that I could maybe get another forest and they just rage quit. There's no way. People aren't that petty. That wouldn't happen. Well, well, hi, Mark, if you're still in the chat. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Love the reference. Always good to see a person of culture in the chat. Love to see it. Yeah, Yawgmoth is... That's a tough one. That might be... Now, nobody get mad at me for saying this if you do get in the chat and or get on the YouTube comments and tell me how wrong I am. But I think Yawgmoth might be one of the top 3 best decks. That might not be an unpopular opinion. I'm not sure. But yeah, I always look at it and think, these cards aren't that good. And then through means of, Grist being so much value or just having Court of Calling as an option, really seems to get out of a lot of bad situations. When I'm playing against it as Mill, I always have to worry about 4 endurances, which is kind of a mess. Holy Q times, Batman. Maybe I'm just feeling impatient today. I don't know. That could be it. Oh, hi, Mark. Let me know what your what your favorite modern deck is, what you prefer to play. I tend to pick some more offshoot picks, but I think they're more fun. Every now and then I'll do a Murktide League, but you know, I've increased matchmaking priority. That's pretty cool. Oh, goodness. This doesn't feel like I have increased priority, to be perfectly honest. I'm starting to think that MTGO was not being straight up with me. I'm a reasonable man. I can handle the truth. Just spits me back into the queue, regular priority, has the nerve to tell me that I have increased priority. I'm just not buying it. And if anybody missed it, the reason that we're playing this deck at all, what inspired me to go play the RCQ with Titan Shift was Young Dingo's recent video. Some of you might be familiar. He played Titan Shift with Mwanbuli Acid Moss and things like that, and it excited me. I was like, if he can trophy with this deck, there's no reason I shouldn't at least try it. And what do you know? I almost ended up winning the RCQ. So it's a good hand. A little sketchy. A little sketchy, a little slow. On the draw. Oof. I think it's a little bit too consistent to throw back. Okay. That is the best case scenario. Now that said, I don't feel like we're going for the turn 2 Ren and 6 now because Counterspell is a card that I think they're just going to hold up. No, I've got 2 Ren and 6s, so I can afford to lose one. It'll be okay. I want to get my Search for Tomorrow out there, but probably just not necessary. If they have counterspells, we definitely want to be getting through those. I guess I could troll them and just suspend this turn. That's interesting. Are you willing to counter a Sakura Tribe Elder? I wouldn't. But my opponent in round 3 of the RCQ absolutely would. Because they have 2 mana available. Nope, not interested. If they play another fetch, then we're going to go ahead and crack the Tribe Elder. Yeah, we're not worried about it now. Just want to make sure we get him to 18 in case Escape Shift ends up being our win con. But they're going to do that for us. So, no biggie. Go with the second forest. Okay. Very good. Okay. Do you counter a Search for Tomorrow? Nope. Not interested. Go ahead and hide that Valakut there. Not trying to show them what we got. Next turn we're just double Ren and 6 unless something happens. If we draw an untapped land and they tap out for Omnath or something, then sure, we'll go ahead and slam the Titan, but Coatl. You got it. Left a comment on one of Demonic Tutor's videos. He just replied, I guess. Yeah, we're talking about how mono green is a menace in Pioneer and kind of makes the format unfun. I think maybe Oath of Nissa is the problem with the mono green deck. Them being able to cast their... That was a mistake. Why did I do that? Anyway. Them being able to cast Nicol Bolas it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be able to happen. It's a little bit offensive. Opponent plays Endurance and shuffles our Wooded Foothills back. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, I'm not really interested in trying to resolve anything else here. I want my Dryad to live. I want to stick that because that makes it so that we don't even need Primeval Titan or Scape Shift. We just can play fetch lands at that point and win the game that way. And our opponent's not doing anything, so we don't have to play anything, like, at all. I feel no pressure, which is why this matchup is just awful for them. Okay. Get our trigger. I guess we'll point this one at the Quaddle. Sure, what you got? Could be Ephemerate. Yeah. Do I care? Like at all? Not really. Yep, you draw a card. Pay 1 life. We're going to go for the Dwarven Mine, try and up our pressure a little bit, get them to do something. Just try and prevent them from drawing another card. If they have another Ephemerate, then we're just going for the face at that point. And again, it really doesn't matter. They can't win next turn, and we're kind of just killing them next turn anyway. So let's see. Okay, so I want to see how this resolves. I'm interested. I do have 5 mountains, but what's the check gonna say? Okay, so it fizzled. Interesting. And I think let's go once more. Take out this Coatl. It's unnecessary, but I don't care that much. I get to kind of mess around a little bit in this matchup. Is it another one? No way. I wonder what they were doing. Okay, well, that's not good for us. They got to just draw a bunch of cards, and I threw several triggers at them. So people in the comments, let me know how tilted that just made you that I just threw 4 triggers at Ice Fang Coatl. They've got another one, sure. Okay. Question is, what are you doing this turn? Like, how do you stop me from just killing you? Yep. I guess it'd be my assumption that they're probably playing the control variant with counter spells. Otherwise, why on earth aren't you playing any spells? But we'll just have to see. Just have to see what it do. Unholy Heat. I guess. Mishra's Bauble. Sure. Boseiju. Why would you play the Boseiju? What in God's name? Maybe they just didn't think about it? They're just like, yeah, they can keep the Valakut. That's fine. Oh, they exiled that to do Solitude. What is this? Oh, Effect Zone. Not Companion, sure. Okay. So yeah, taking the damage. You gonna play anything, opponent, or like what? Hello, Cree8. Thanks for joining the chat. Let me know what you think about Titan Shift if you're a fan, or if you think that Valakut's a messed up magic card and they should get rid of it. Okay, so I'm about sure they're holding up Counterspell at this point. Question is, what do I do about that? Not much. Not much I can do. If they counter this, then I get to play a Renin 6. So, who's really winning here? I think it's me. I'm gonna go ahead and tag the Renin 6 here. Goodness. Get another Dwarven Mine. Can't ephemerate that, can you? What if they can? Oh god, please don't do it. Titan Shift is oof. Tron is insert Gangsta's Paradise. My goodness. Hey, Tron's great. I can appreciate the deck while wanting never to play it myself because I've seen too many people mull to 3 and that just makes me have anxieties. So, but the power, if you could play Ulamog in a deck, you should probably just be doing that. Do you run Ulamog? Gerald Quaxon? Not familiar. Prismatic Ending? No way. We're getting absolutely bodied by our really silly mistake that we made. On the plus side, it doesn't look like they actually have an Omnath. Looks like they're just going to keep holding up Counterspell every turn of the game. So that's pretty good. Not an MTG card, I'll tell you that right now. Good to know. Might have to hit up Google. I'm definitely not pointing any more at their coatls. We're going for the head. Yes, I would like to. Okay. This dwarf token can eventually equal a Valakut trigger, so pretty sure we're just winning this game. Oh, interesting. Secondary homemade TCG. That's very cool. Knew a guy at my LGS that tried to do that at one point. It's a Wild West themed. He wanted to do an MTG set, but make all the cards himself, and he put a lot of work into it. It was very interesting. So he has his Omnath with his counterspell backup. Sure thing, opponent. You got it. Let's go ahead and let's mess him with him just a little bit because we're not doing anything with this Boseiju. If anyone was wondering how to lose this matchup, definitely do what I did, which is 0.4 Valakut triggers at an Ice Fang Coatl against the Ephemerate deck. Was there a reason to? No. I just wanted to. Now I'm getting punished for my crimes. Because it does appear that our opponent will have the second counterspell. Which, if they do, that's it. Run 6. Sure. Did they not? They plus ran 6. Interesting. Let's see here. I guess I'll try to kill Omnath. If that doesn't work, then we're good on this first game. Ephemerate incoming in 3, 2, 1. Nope, no Ephemerate. So I guess we'll try. Come at you. Attack for 1. See. No payments for MTG and Pokemon, making you have to pay for the thing, as I call it, and their abilities with the same resource. Okay. Yeah, big props if you can actually come up with a card game. That's too big brain for me. That's some Amulet Titan player type stuff. Does our opponent have another one? Puts Yorion in hand? Probably. Bounces she 5? No, probably doesn't bounce that. So 4 permanents to get insane card draw. Or just holds up counterspell like a Chad. Look at him. Okay, we're good here. Yeah, how to lose this matchup, just 0.4 triggers at the Ice Fang Coatl. Feels bad. Not my best moment. Alright, let's think here. Is there anything else that we're interested in? Not really. This matchup's pretty good. I don't need to butcher my deck much trying to hedge against anything. Cut a couple of prime times because they're a little bit too awkward as far as mana goes. A couple of explorers because it's probably the worst card in the deck. We'll try it like that. Hopefully we don't get Blood Mooned and not have the Lightning Bolt. That would be awkward. Or Magus of the Moon, I guess. We have a Lightning Bolt. So that's pretty cool. And overall, this hand's pretty good. Could get bad depending on draws. No win con is definitely kind of awkward. Looks like Mitgo's starting to slow down a little bit. Might need to reboot it. Traverse the Ulvenwald. Very cool. Means they're probably also playing a copy of Emrakul. Good draw. Pretty much what we need here. I mean, if we can draw Valakut naturally, we're in a pretty good spot at that point. Against the counterspell deck, I would kind of rather have that, honestly. Another one. They have 4 colors, officially. Yep, not worried about the... Yeah, we want that. Want that green. Cast. Oh. What do we draw? It's another Veil of Summer. Awkward. Play that. Play our Dwarven Mine. Okay. Drawing 2 of our Veil of Summers is definitely not what we drew up here. But if we draw Landscape Shift, we're okay with that, I guess. They're going for it. Magus of the Moon? No. Why Shock then? I guess have the mana for Coatl plus... Let's draw Hour of Promise. Can we draw Hour of Promise one time? That'd be very cool. Still a good card. Not very cool. I don't think I can waste my bolt on a ephemerated Coatl either. I'm just going to have to let them draw 100 cards if that's the route they go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because on their next turn, they will have Delirium. They'll be able to play a Magus if they need it, or if they have it, rather. There's the rebound. Ephemerate's kind of a gross card to have in Modern. This is the definition of value. Turn 1 Grief Ephemerate is... Like, if a magic play could make me physically sick, that's one of them. What do we got here? Prismatic Ending, no way. Yep, you got Traverse. Seiju. Cheeky. I can appreciate that. Explore. See how bad this card is? No one believed. I guess I'm going to suspend this. So I don't really want the land yet. I want to draw something in my next couple draws to activate our Valakutes. So our Valakutes that we're going to draw next turn, and then something good the turn after. This is kind of like what happened to me a month and a half ago, I think. I went to an RCQ with Wish Titan, played the same player in round 5 and in the quarterfinals who was on 4-color with counterspells, and just absolutely could not draw what I needed to get a pretty basic win. You know, my story time I'm talking about, oh, it's so easy. It's not. With counterspell, it becomes closer to a 50-50. But as we saw game 1, if you punt away your advantage, you can lose any game. So there's a stomping ground. Gonna hold on to that one too. We are in trouble, boys. I think I might need to restart the client soon. Alright, so we're casting Search for Tomorrow. Maybe? Let's see. Sorcery, instant creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It still wouldn't put me in Emrakul range. But I guess I'll go ahead and cast it. Oh, I just unyielded. Great. I'm a little lost in the sauce here. And there's another land. Okay. Opponent's just sitting there with like 4 counter spells, just wondering what the hell is going on here. It's okay, opponent. I'm wondering the same thing. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead. I need, even if I win this game, I'm still losing to the clock if it slows down by even a little bit more, so I just need to refresh the client, get my play speed up. If I'm going to have any kind of actual chance of a win here. I'm going to take a second. Oh. Prove it in Double Masters. Come on now. There we go. I have rejoined. Okay. It's their main phase. They are continuing to not do anything. Very cool of you, opponent. I appreciate that. wonder if they're holding like 3 counterspells. If they're holding 3 counterspells, not too much we can do about that. There's the boy. Deploy the boy. Really excited for the new promo art to come out for Omnath. It's very cool. Tribelder. Not even really searching for a land with Tribelder. Because, like, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. I've got 7 mountains in play. That leaves 6 in my library. Twist my arm, why don't you? If I can't even block with it, I guess I'll go ahead and sacrifice. You convinced me, opponent. You really convinced me with that one. Okay. And maybe it's correct to cycle Veil of Summer, but I don't feel like it is. Opponent's going to do it all this turn, because honestly, why not? I wonder if they have the Emrakul. That would be something. Okay. Oh, it's starting to feel like they do. Yep, they drew it. Okay. I mean, they're going to see in our hand that we can still technically win. Oh my god. This is not how I wanted to draw Emrakul. It didn't even have to be like this. You fail to find. Or do we go for shock value? No. Play both Veil of Summers. I guess that makes sense. You gonna play my Emrakul for me? Make things good and confusing? Shock me. Let's see. 6, 7, 8. I think you could. Why not? Play my Emrakul. Oh boy. Here comes Counterspell. Alright, we found a way to lose this match. Very disappointing. Let's see if we can somehow... What if I play Supreme Verdict? Wouldn't that be funny? Protection from instants. Okay. So... Let's see, do we have a Solitude in here? This is interesting. Traverse. Cancel. White. White. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Back up to 21. which is unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, and we just have to kill Omnath here. Unfortunately, don't have a choice. And we're going to go ahead and play out the Beseiju. That's as much as we can really do. Pretty good turn. Okay. What did you draw? Oh, you have that. Yeah, sure. Now watch me somehow win this turn. Atheists everywhere said I couldn't do it. Good God. Yeah, that's kind of what has to happen. You just have to get the most awkward draws possible. Feel really bad that I punted away game one now. That's usually how it goes, though. You punt away an easy game, and then the next one, the worst possible thing happens. It's like the deck's spiting you or something. I don't know. It happens. It happens. Heartbreak match, man. That's tough. Opponent's probably just watching me if Valakut his Ice Fang Coatl 4 times. Like, what in the world is this person thinking? The answer? Not much in that moment. I'd be interested to play against Burn to see how my sideboard tech does in that matchup. Got my obstinate Baloths. This is, it's not good, but what can you do? Am I getting thought seized? Literal nightmare scenario. The worst thing that could have happened. Play. Okay. Considering casting a counterspell. Makes me think they don't have it. And to be perfectly honest, I think I'm just going to have to trade this if they let me. What do we think? Do we have to do it? We don't have to do it. We can sacrifice. Not a coward's dream. Okay. Just a little dryad. No need to counterspell me. Really don't have to. Okay. Try her again next turn. Lightning bolt. Are you casting lightning bolt? Certainly not. Oh no. Didn't want to cast it. Wow. Okay. It's interesting. I think, yeah, you let this one resolve. Definitely let that one resolve. Mm-hmm. Feels like we're about to get hit with an unholy heat. It did feel that way. But it's not all over yet. If our opponent doesn't have a counterspell, then we just kind of get there. Wouldn't that be cool? If our opponent just didn't have it? Man, if I had drawn a lightning bolt, we'd be in the clear. Second Primeval Titan, not as good. Oh, there's my lightning bolt. Oh no. There it is. Okay. In case it's Spell Pierce, I'm just going to go for Scape Shift here. Give ourselves a chance. Unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. Nope. 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 Just didn't have it. Get the endurances. Kind of like Veil of Summer. Let's see. If I'm on the play, I like Chalice. On the draw, I don't think it's very good. It could still be good. Turns off our bolts, though, which we kind of need. So what are we taking out for all this junk? I think Primeval Titan's particularly bad. Let's keep one just in case I want a Summoner's Pact for it. Explore, also not the best. Ren and 6, very good. Tri-Builder, very good. Just every other card pretty much is very good. So keep. Can't believe we won a game on the draw against a turn one Ragavan. I'm no longer scared of Ragavan. Which is probably a mistake. I should definitely still be afraid of Ragavan. Relic, sure. Getting all our hate cards. It seems to be the theme. The deck says, well, if you want it that much. You can have it. Forest. Oh, that's really bad. That's so bad. Our one copy of Forest is now exiled, and we are doomed. What do we even do here? Hold up mana for endurance? Is that what we're doing? I could see it. Blood Moon. Let me think here. Yeah, we'll just go to the third one. That was a mistake on my part. There's nothing I could do about the forest, but if the forest hadn't been gone, need my Rec Sage in the deck. Is endurance actually good, or am I just trolling? I could just be trolling. Maybe Veil of Summer's the card that I don't need. I think it's better. I think it's better than endurance. Endurance just didn't seem like it was going to do anything for me there. Marktide's not the height of our worries. Yes. No turn one Ragavan. That's a good start. Let's go. Win in 6. What are the chances that resolves? Or like 0. Imagine if it did. Imagine if it just resolved. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Alright, we're doing pretty good here. You got it. Watch him get Delirium next turn anyway. This deck is so good at turning on Delirium. What's our response here? Ledger Shredder. Okay. Good card. Definitely a good card. And we're drawing all payoffs here. Kind of tough, but, you know, worse problems to have. For sure. I kind of just want to get a Dryad into play here. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's get our green source. Yep, you get a trigger. Oops, I revealed my other wooded foothills. I even thought about that. I was like, don't reveal it. But then I did reveal it, so. Big whoops. Let's see, our opponent can Murktide next turn, so kind of just want to go with a exile on graveyards. Let's see what our opponent does. Sure, there's the Blood Moon. Going for Ren, sure. Okay. So now we have to pay for Pact. It is just a mountain. Okay. That's kind of tough all around. Let's think here. Definitely getting in for some beats. That's good. Hmm. Man, I misplayed. Jeez. Okay. Let's see what else opponent has. I mean, we could be in a much worse spot here. Next turn, depending on what they do, there's a Ledger Shredder, sure. Depending on what they do next turn, or this turn rather, we will get a chance to Hour of Promise. I guess we have to draw another land now because our lands are no longer fetching. Our fetch lands are not doing their job. There we go. Okay, so now we get to do it. Whoops, undo. Get Our Promise. Not sure why you're counterspelling this. But I'll allow it. You already know I'll allow it. Sure. Okay. Haha, now I get to draw a card. Still gonna get a couple of Alicutes, just to, you know, in case we do ever turn that thing off. Can't attack this turn, might have a chance to next turn. And let's see here. It could end up being worth it to deal damage to them. We're gaining a ton of life by them having to attack into it. Fully expect to see a Murktide Regent this turn. Looks like it'd be a big one. Did I miss something? Oh, consider. Okay. Opponent's just trolling. All right. Nature's Claim. Okay. Okay. That's something. Let's see what happens when we attack. They are winning the race. That's notable. Notable that they are doing that. Now, it's an instant. I think the right move here is to try our best to bait them into going shields down on counterspell. I think that's our only way out here. Yeah, opponent sees that we're kind of clocking them here. Yeah, Renin 6 doesn't do anything for us anymore. So, okay, that's interesting. Let's go for a Primeval Titan. Counterspell? How about a Nature's Claim? Opponent's gonna try to find something here. Flusterstorm would do it. Discards the Murktide. Yep, don't need that. Definitely don't need that. Discards Counterspell. Yeah, makes sense. Good deal. We're back, boys and girls. So let's go ahead and take out one of these. Oh, he's the Unholy Heat. Shoot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Really sucks. They discard Channeler, sure. At least their hand's not good. Why are they discarding Murktide Region? What? Just aggressively looking for a counterspell now, I guess? Get a Dwarven Mine. Always yield. And we'll put a Steve in there with the potential to just absolutely get him next turn. And they know it. They know it's Blood Moon or bust. So I didn't have enough to activate the Valakut's, even if I had left my Scalding Tarn untapped. Unfortunate. Surely opponent sees how dead they are here. Yeah, you just have to do something. You have to have double bolt here. Ragavan, nope. It's not going to do it. Summoner's Pact. Hello. I'd like you to be at 12. Blood Moon is one of those cards that I can appreciate. It's maybe even necessary, but like really don't like having it in the format. Most decks that I want to play, kind of get shut off by Blood Moon, which, that's kind of how Magic and Modern as a whole are. But still feels kind of crummy when you lose to a card that just says you cannot play the game anymore. Opponent's going to make us have it. Sure. Okay. I forgot we won game 1 there. That's right, we beat it an on the play turn 1 Ragavan. Alright, we're back in it. Play, yes. Hand's good. Don't have a fetch land, but whatever. No biggie. Just show our opponent what's up in neon lights here. Oh no! This is a bad matchup for me, I think. This is not good. Okay. Just going. Let's think about this. It's usually not a bad thing to play Forest, but if we're on serious time pressure, because they're milling our entire deck over, it could be right to. We know they're not going for our life total, so we need to get mountains in play as fast as we possibly can. Has the delta, sure. No second crab though, so that's good. Uh-huh. Oh no. Are they playing 4 Surgical's main? Only an absolute hero would do that. Luckily, as far as lands go, they only got 2 fetch lands. That's best case scenario for us by far. Probably have a Drown in the Luck. Which, I mean, am I trying to bait out stuff now, or? Let's think. Let's go for the safe play. Something that doesn't make us tap a bunch of lands next turn. Got the swamp, sure. Mountain. Tasha's, okay. Nothing I can do about that. Computer's got to take a second to. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got six mountains left in the deck. There goes our escape shifts. Or our, yeah, both escape shifts, 2 primeval titans, so we have 1 prime time left. My goodness. Oh, I'm crazy. I wasn't thinking about the fact that Ren and 6 does have hits, and it would be very good to utilize that right now. Okay. Scalding Tarn. Get this guy out of here first. Yes. Okay. And because they have Drown in the Lock and Fatal Push, I'm not waiting around to see if they can destroy it before I get one of my triggers. I just want to get these triggers, put them in the bank, call it a day. Okay. Can they get me this turn? I think the short answer is no, but I still have to be able to kill them, so guess we'll see what's really good. Got one of our lands. Oh, they don't have anything. Sick. So this actually works out really well. So what we can do here is we can get a bolt trigger. Yes. We go get a dryad. Yep. That's what we expected. So do. Yep. Alright. Keeping the lightning bolts. Unfortunately, I'm not happy about that, but what can we do? Endurance, you're going to have to do some work here, bud. Veil of Summer, probably not good. Oh, let's see. Prime time again is just a little bit big and awkward. Just keep playing against these blue decks. Do we want Veil of Summers? I don't think so. I think we just run it like this. Question is, do I mulligan to a triple bolt hand? If you've been watching this league, you know I'll do something crazy, so I just might. That is not it. I'm just gonna keep it. Okay. Oh boy. That is a good start. Going down one lightning bolt to fit in the Hour of Promise seems kind of shaky, but like, Hour of Promise, man. What are the chances they're holding up Spell Pierce? I'm gonna give it like a 0. Because they've like F6'd. Okay. Pretty efficient turns here. Our draws have been decent, but we do have to come away from the... Oh my goodness. From the drawing of a million lands here. Time to start pinging the opponent. They will not do damage to themselves, so we will have to do it for them. However, there is an argument for trying to get up to 7 to get the retrace effects for Lightning Bolt. Because our hand is just stacked with lands right now. Oh no. Another one? Got a surgical for me? No? That's unfortunate. Whoops. That's the one you can't use. Now I feel kind of goofy because I'm, actively walking into Drown the Lock, but, what am I to do here? Turn Dwarven Mine. And yeah, we're just going to look for Lightning Bolt to be our backup win con here because they're really not doing anything. I guess that could change. Yep, you got it. Do I want to get that? Yeah, I think so. I think I want to start getting those triggers. Extirpate Valakut. Okay. You got it. Take a look. Alright. Seems to be it for their onslaught this turn. Lightning Bolt. What are you doing here? Whoops. Don't want to forget about this one. Get a mountain. Opponent. I'm not sure why they're not. Maybe their hand just doesn't require another land, I guess. That's why they're not cracking the Delta, but like, seems really sketchy to me. Okay. Okay. We're doing it. Yes. Sure. And now opponent has to find an answer this turn for the Wrenn and 6, or we get to bolt them 5 times. Feels pretty good. Maybe this matchup isn't as bad as I thought. I don't know. I thought it was bad. Draw 4 cards. Okay. Yeah, opponent knows their host here. Can't believe they didn't activate any more of my archive traps. Bro. Crab. No crab. Yeah, drawing both Valakuts was pretty big here. Field of Ruin would have gotten us pretty good. What do you got for me? Smart. I dig it. Can we draw a Dryad of the Elysian Grove? Scape Shift instead? We have. So all our Valakuts are gone. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eight. Okay. Yep. All right. Feeling even worse now about throwing match two. We could still have lost match two, but we really did not put the effort in that we needed to there. All right. We are on the draw. Hand's fine. I'm not sending this back. Mm-hmm. Sure. Take my escape shift. Primeval Titan. What's worse for this deck? Probably Primeval Titan. But I guess pre-board that probably doesn't matter. Because they don't have any Fluster Storms in the main. Only a crazy person would do that. Yeah. Not gonna go crazy here. Hmm. We're getting counterspelled on our Tribe Elder. It's my literal worst nightmare. Someone counterspells my Tribe Elder. It's like my opponent said in the quarterfinals of the RCQ on Saturday. He was on blue-white control, and he's got two blues up, and I just play Primeval Titan with no extra mana or anything. And he's just like, I can't believe that you just played that into counterspell mana. It's just like, yeah, does it resolve? And it did. And I won that game. So you can bluff, but you shouldn't be surprised when your linear combo deck opponent tries to do the combo. Now, depending on what they have, they've really slowed us down here, and we could be in serious trouble. Still haven't quite. Okay, Death Shadow. I was like, I can't quite figure out what they're playing, but looks like Death Shadow. More specifically, looks like just straight blue-black. My goodness. Well, we're bringing the Veil of Summers in for this one. Let me tell you that. Don't think we can win here unless they go crazy and we draw Bolt. Unless they go absolute sicko mode. Dress down, maybe. No. All right. We'll try to block. Let's see what happens. Sure. You've Got a dress down, yeah. Now for us to actually survive this, they need to not have a fatal push or any removal. And we need to draw another one next turn. So let's have that happen. Opponent, may I have priority, please? Opponent. Thought scour you, why? They draw it? Yep, they drew it. Okay. Game two. So all in on Death Shadow. What can we do about that? Chalice seems good. Veils seem good. That's pretty much it. Titan seems awful. Titan has just been the worst performing card in my Titan Shift deck. Easily. Alright. Might notice I sideboard pretty similarly for every matchup, and that really doesn't change much. Blue Eye Control, I take out Lightning Bolts sometimes. But yeah, it's just if I'm playing a blue deck every round, which this league I just happen to do that, I'm taking Titan out every round. I would like to play. We've got a Veil, let's go. I'd really like to have Chalice on too, but I'm not mulliganing to it. Definitely not gonna do that against their Thoughtseize deck. No thank you. Speaking of Thoughtseize, maybe it's right to hold up Veil of Summer there, but maybe it's fine. Goodness. Okay. Don't tase me, bro. Subtlety, what? Holy cow. I think I'm keeping this on top. Opponent is going full sicko mode this match. Okay. Now opponent. I know how you are at this moment. I know you have Drown in the Lock or something. Please just let me resolve my spell. Please, please, please. My goodness. Am I countering it? What am I doing here? I guess, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't even feel right to. Like, Dryad's way more important. Got him to spend 3 cards on my Sakura Tribe Elder. That just feels like an extreme overuse of resources. Maybe his hand's bad? I don't know. I'm gonna get archive trapped. Just watch. Okay. Yep, you draw a card. They missed their second land drop crucially here. Or their third land drop, rather. Tase me, bro. Do it. My goodness. Now, pretty good chance we get tased next turn, but we have double Sakura Tribe Elder. I feel good about our spot now. I was a little shaky for a while, but yeah, if all they're doing is drown the lock, we're good. We are good. We got. Okay. He's like, oh no, my worst enemy, Sakura Tribe Elder. I don't even have 3 mana or 3 cards to counter it with. And I'm going to leave them up for as long as I can. They're good blockers. We don't really need to do anything with them until it's time to kill our opponent. And it also makes it so that they can't really do any more damage to themselves reasonably. Veil of Summer. That's a good card. Good magic card. Not always happy to draw it, but in this matchup where it hits pretty much every spell in their deck, I'd like to see it. Alright. Opponent gets to play their Death Shadow. Sure. Not my Lightning Bolt. I need that to close the game out. Scour you. That's not the best. If I'm them, I'm probably doing that. Well, I don't know. They kind of need to hold up counter spells in this matchup, but you missing your 20th land drop is just really bad. Really bad. It somehow feels like 2 very different decks between the Dimir version and the what am I thinking of? Grixis version. Case in point, you have your big Murktide Regent. This feels like more of an anti-control deck. Let's see if we can draw something. Search to start. Yeah, that'll do it. Push to game 3, so can't be mad about that. Not going to slow roll them. They are welcome to concede if they want. Cool. All right, it's close. We might get our 4-1. Just have to see. Is there anything else we can do here? We know they have Murktide now, so Relic seems better. I don't really like Chalice on the draw, but like, what else am I doing here? Not much. Got our Veil. Yeah, this hand is like, it's fine. It's all fine. Keep. Do not think this is going to get us the win against their 23 counterspell Death Shadow deck. Okay. Second Dryad, not a very good draw. Thought Scour, sure. Got a turn 2 Murktide region if they want it. Suppose that requires them to have a fetch land. They have a fetch land. Alright. Looks like we're going to get the turn 2 Murktide. I think. Yeah, no, that's definitely what's happening here. Love to see it. That's what I love about that card. There's a lot of things I love about Murktide Regent as a card. It's kind of a problem, but I love it. Dealing with a 4-4 here, so not the scariest thing. Didn't get subtletied. That feels nice. Yeah, our biggest problem here is that we can't do anything about Murktide Regent. It's just there now until we get to 7 lands. So we'll have some luck to get anything done here. Thoughtseize, yeah. Take a Veil of Summer probably. Or maybe just get rid of a Dryad now. Disincentivize me to play another one. Wrenn and 6, no way. No way. With my no fetch land having hand. I mean, there's no accounting for misplays. Like, I can't stop my opponent from misplaying. And I am pretty sure it's in my best interest to hold up the Tribe Elder, but yeah. Don't want to get cheesed out by Dress Down here. Second Veil of Summer, pretty awkward. Not gonna lie, it's very awkward. Play a land. Really, you like to play this when you have the 5th and 6th land coming in so you can get some value, but it just didn't work out like that. And we're not, assuredly dead here. We just need to draw something to get us more lands or more lands themselves. So I don't hate our spot. Thought Scour, yeah. There's the Dress Down. I guess I didn't think about that. Can't really Not much I can do here. Okay. Draws like, doesn't draw it? Cool. We at least get to block with our Dryad that we want very much. I will draw. I will block your 13/13, please. Another Death Shadow. If we draw a fetch land, we will probably win the game. So fingers crossed in chat. Let's draw a fetch land. That is not a fetch land. Crap. That is the furthest thing. Well, double veil. Maybe we can make something happen here, but if we have to chump with this, we're in trouble. What happened to the other Death Shadow, though? I'm confused about that. Does anyone know what happened there? That's interesting. Best case scenario, he just tries to drown in the lock. Makes an attack that we can survive. Don't think they... Well, if they don't have another land, that's reasonable. Veil of Summer, please. Veil of Summer, please. So we're drawing 2 cards, and now I feel pretty good about our chances. Power of Promise. Good deal. Okay. Do we just win? What is that? 9 times 2? Yeah, we win. Wow. I cannot believe we won this match. We were really up against it. Double Veil of Summer, I'm sorry I doubted you. You're a gem. An absolute treasure. Oops. Yeah, Arena's starting to lag out on us again. Every couple of hours, it's just the way it happens. Wow. What a way to win. Save targets. Always yield. Yep. All right. Pretty hyped about that. That was... What is this? That's different from the other ones I had. Season 3? Okay, so maybe my old qualifier points don't work anymore. It was a good league. So yeah, that was the version of the deck that I ran over the weekend for the RCQ. Pretty happy with it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have those, I guess. That's kind of... Anyway. Even with the upgrades not in the deck, still able to get 4 wins and still feel pretty good about everything there. So, yeah. Everybody, thanks for watching. Appreciate the commenters and the people that participate in the chat. And yeah, we'll do this again on Thursday. I haven't decided when I'm going to play, but likely some mill and whatever else we decide to get into. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you.